Aloha! Welcome everyone to the Friday live stream. This is Ryan of Happy Healthy Vegan, the YouTube live stream that's not hosted by any sort of sociopath, a narcissist, or grifter. No, I am your host, and I was all set up early. I was testing all my gear out, everything checked out, and I was just watching, just scrolling through YouTube, kind of bored. It's like, let me just come on now. What am I waiting for? So if you guys are here, I'm here. So let's just hang out a little earlier than normal. I mean, if you're not used to what we do here, I think it's just all the regulars right now. Hello to all. Thank you for being here. But yeah, we do this every Friday at about 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So whatever time it is now, just add 10 minutes. That's when I normally come on, but sometimes I'll just pop on just because I'm ready to go, and why wait around, It's like, if you guys want to chat with me right now, get some bonus minutes here before the masses come on. It's not really the masses, we're not like some super giant channel or anything. We should get up above like 70, 80 people, something like that later on. But yeah, right now we just got a dozen or so. Let's just chill out and hang out until the whole gang and everyone gets here. So welcome Metalhead and AJ and Redlocks and Werner. If you have any thing you want to say to me before the rest of the people get here, any questions, anything you want to share with me, go right ahead. Totally cool right now. Perfect time. And who knows, maybe someone will come later on and try to debunk veganism. There are a few knuckleheads that left knucklehead comments in my Paul Saladino video. Some guy thought I was like totally wrong. I said so many things that were wrong. I'm not sure what. So I say, hey, just come here tonight and point out all these factual errors I got wrong. I guess Saladino, everything he blurbed out of his mouth is completely true, even though most of it, as I showed, wasn't. But let's see how your cult leader did here as far as being accurate in his representation of Paul Saladino's vegan journey. Hey, brother vegan. Let's see. Redlocks has a question. Hey, Werner, I said hi to you. Yeah. Redlocks has a question. Are there any carnivores or ex-vegans that I think will turn vegan anytime soon? Whoa. Well, I have no idea. What do you think? I mean, I don't know. It's a good question. I mean, the thing is, if you go from like carnivore to vegan or vegan to carnivore, it kind of is a red flag for me, at least when I see people do that. It just shows me, and I could be wrong. I'm making this kind of general assumption that they're kind of just following trendy things. They're not in it for any real committed reasons. I don't know if there's a real committed reason to be carnivore, or just a trendy thing, right? But like veganism, it's not a diet or anything like that. It's a commitment to having an ethical stance against animals being tortured and killed for you. So anyway, so when you say, are there any like people are going to go from carnivore or ex-vegans back to vegan or something like that? I don't know. I mean, if you can blow around with the winds, the trends like that, I guess anything's possible. So I wouldn't be surprised, but there's no one I want to make a prediction about. But as far as any of these people I've made videos about, these former vegans, well, I'm no longer vegan people. I mean, yeah, but it turns out just about all of them. I mean, there might be an exception or two, but I can't remember any off the top of my head. And I've done about 20, 30 of these types of response videos. I really don't recall them really ever saying, yeah, I was totally in it for the animals. They might kind of like the idea. Oh, I'm eating this cool trendy diet, and isn't this also great that the animals are being peacefully treated or not being harmed? But anyway, what was my point? I had a point there. So let me check out your questions. Hey, Vegan Metalhead, you have a screenshot saved on your phone of that incident at Happy Healthy Vegan. His leg was bent to a perfect 90-degree angle. What? Of my leg bent at a 90-degree angle? What are you talking about there? And AJ, thanks. I'm glad you liked the Saladino video. Despite this Saladino fan, no surprise, thinking I got all these things wrong. And maybe I did. I was just when I was describing what Saladino was about things he did. I was just using his own words, his own video clips. So I try my best to let people speak for themselves. So, I'm not being accused of misrepresenting them, but I guess I still can be accused of misrepresenting someone, even though if I'm showing what they're saying. But, a lot of it is my interpretation of what they're saying, so maybe I'm open to that. I'm not saying this person's completely wrong about me, but I would love for this person to come and show me what we got wrong, what I got wrong about Saladino. Yeah, Peter, I just looked before I went on. Several videos. Yeah, that Dr. Barry, the guy with the nice southern drawl guy, he was talking about how you sent me 2 on him, right? Where are they again? Like eating like sugar candies the same as eating a potato or something like that. Just he blocked you, Peter. What did you do to the poor good country doctor there? But I've responded to him several times when he's made misinformation riddled videos or claims about veganism. So cool, AJ. I'm glad you think I'm a great cult leader. I'm not only a cult leader, AJ, I'm a great cult leader. I'm proud of my cult leading. Cool. I'm glad you guys liked my video about Saladino. I thought my twist on my Saladino video was I realized, hey, this is all the little bits of a why I'm no longer vegan video. I go, that's really what he's saying, like why I'm no longer vegan. It's like, wow, yeah, let's do a Paul Saladino no longer vegan video and treat it the same way. See if there's some reason why they couldn't be vegan and try to determine if they were ever vegan in the first place. And I've never met a person who went vegan for the animals, found that they're forced to have kale shakes every day. It just doesn't make any sense. So yeah, he's just one of those people doing it for some kind of trendy health woo-woo reason. And that's cool. Some people have health issues, that they have this belief that veganism isn't going to wipe it all out. Veganism is like magic. It's a magic pill. You take the pill or you drink the kale shake every day, and your sicknesses, if you sprained your foot playing basketball like I did, I just need to drink more kale shakes or something, or fast, and my foot would have healed like way quicker. Yeah, and good point, Peter. I know Saladino's always talking about how plants are trying to kill us. He has a video. Plants are trying to kill us. Grains are trying to kill us. And now guess what? He's eating grains and he's eating plants. So which is it, Paul? I mean, you thought like a raw vegan diet was like the the greatest thing. Then you're doing paleo, then carnivore. No, plants whatsoever. Plants are trying to kill you. But no, plants are okay too. So what's this? You see, he has no consistency in these ideas. And that's what I'm talking about. Like, people are just following kind of trends and stuff like that. And then there's this combination of people following trends.
Thanks for the tip.
And self-experimenters. They like to tweak and think and tweak and see how things go, if they add this or get rid of that. Hey, thanks Metalhead, thanks for the first super chat. I saw that. Yeah, a player on the Cleveland Browns, a running back, he snapped his leg. So yeah, meat eating debunked, right? Because we all know that Chub Thanos, if he had been just eating plants like us, his leg would be perfectly fine, right? No breakage, no snapping, no hospitalization or whatever he's been dealing with. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's funny how people like to assume being vegan, again, it's some kind of magic pill. Not only does it reverse existing conditions and diseases and illnesses and injuries, it's actually a magic protector. You could like walk onto a street, a city street, and have a bus hit you and you'll be fine, right? Because that's what veganism is. It's this magical protection against all ills, and we all know it has nothing to do with that. And we were talking a little bit about Saladino VLAM, but yeah, Vegan Metalhead mentioned there's a running back for the Cleveland Browns. He snapped his leg, but we all know if he had been vegan, his leg would be totally cool, right? Hey, Dr. Bear, Dr. Bear, we've been missing you too. We miss your rational and like me, you're just like me, evidence-based, rational thinking-based, just life, and veganism is part of all that too. So it's cool to have you here tonight. Yeah. Hey, Sarah. Yeah, we want to know are you going to stay here with us tonight, Dr. Bear? Do you have enough opening in your busy schedule to be here with us? And I'm with you. Yeah, here, Sarah. no meat cravings for me and Angie here. 13 plus years, you 34 years. Wow, I didn't realize you've been meatless for so long. That's awesome. Wow. And still not dead yet, huh, Sarah? Let's see who else is here. Who have I not said hello to? I saw Fritz and Nikki pop on. Hello, guys. And I thought I saw another regular here. Peter is saying how Dr. Ken Berry blocked me. I'll check out those Ken Berry videos. Those are always interesting videos to respond to. So let's see. Mike already made a video about Ken Berry. Oh, then why should I? Which respond, Peter? I thought you sent me 2 Ken Berry videos. Which topic did Mike respond on? So let me know. So I'll try to do the other one. Assuming you did send me 2, I thought you did. Hey, Allison, how is it? How's it going? And Jen Marie. Yeah, we all miss Dr. Bear. I'm glad you guys are all telling Dr. Bear. We've missed you. So we'll see how it goes tonight. See if Bob comes on, because I know Bob is Dr. Bear's favorite character in the chat. But yeah, we're not going to let Bob run the chat. I know he always tries to find some way to become the main character or start some kind of drama in the chat. You know, if I try to shut him up or shut it down, then he'll try to be cool and just fight with someone in the chat and not with me. So I'm just going to keep a short leash on Bob tonight. So I hopefully you guys will appreciate that and hold me to task. If you think I'm getting him too long of a leash, just remind me and we'll reel him in and make sure he's not fighting with you guys, not trying to be the main character. He always tries to think of something that he knows is going to be so controversial. It's going to trigger me or trigger you guys or something like that. Maybe we should beat him to it. Maybe we should just trigger him first. Any ideas on what we could say to Bob? Just like a preemptive strike sort of strategy, like a way to trigger Bob first. But then he'll take the bait, right? That's what he's there for. That's what he wants. So I'm not sure what the strategy is, but we'll definitely do the short leash on Bob. And if we could think of a preemptive strike, maybe we'll do it. Yeah, and Dr. Bear strangely has Bob blocked, so she can't even see his comments. Yet, Bob finds a way to say mean things about Dr. Bear. What'd you say? You still have Bob blocked. I don't know why. He complained about me a couple weeks ago. He didn't really complain. I think we just said, "Oh, Dr. Bear's not here," and he said, "Oh, that's cool or good," or some snarky comment like that. You haven't responded to his comments for months now. And how could you? Because you can't see his comments. Let's see. Yeah, Jen, let's just ignore him. But yeah, I'll promise you guys, I'll keep him on a short leash. I don't like how he tries to become the main character. And his whole shtick the past couple weeks, how I'm now vegan. Really? And then when we ask him about his stance against animal cruelty and exploitation, there's none. And it's just he's trying to lose weight because he heard Dr. Greger say, if you have a body mass index of 20 or some really low number like that, you have a high chance of living a long time, some longevity gain or something like that. So yeah, he's doing it for diet and other personal reasons. And we try to point out, yeah, you don't go vegan for yourself. You don't do it to get muscles or lose weight or reverse a disease or look good in a bikini if you're going to go on stage or the beach this summer or whatever. It's not about you. You're doing it for animals. So if you're doing it for personal reasons, that's not veganism. You're just using an all-plant diet as some kind of tool to try to lose weight. You somehow perceive in your mind that somehow eating plants makes you get skinny or something like that. And it can, but just it's a caloric deficit. You can be in a caloric deficit eating plants or not eating plants. The weekly Bob fund. Thank you, AJ. Yeah, we need a fund. We need some kind of fund to create tools to more effectively manage Bob. So I'll put that to the Manage Bob fund there, AJ. Thank you. I should hire a moderator just to keep Bob in check, huh? But anyway, thank you so much, AJ. We really appreciate your support. We appreciate you being our top supporter, and you have been for many, many, many months now. Oh, V says she'll be honest. She had a little meat craving at the start of her vegan journey. Now you don't see meat as food, thanks to cult leader Ryan's preaching. It's not really preaching, me just sharing my personal perceptions of how I see meat. I'm not speaking for every vegan. I don't expect every vegan to see it as I do, but I tell you, meat is like poop. You know, I see them on the ground or on a table, and I have the same reaction. It's like, ooh. I just thinking about meat or poop right now. You know, it's just gross. It's not something. Ooh, that could be really delicious if I put some herbs de Provence on it and put it in the air fryer or something like that. No, it's never something I think of. AJ, you'll be the Bob moderator. We'll see if we need a Bob mod or not, huh? We'll make it a T-shirt, Bob mod. Nikki, that sounds good. You made vegan pizza today. Arguela pasta, vegan parm, mushrooms, and artichokes. Nice. Dr. Bear's comments got deleted? Did anyone else see that? Sarah points out she might have deleted it, maybe fixed an error. She says, I deleted my comment because I actually submitted it before adding the ghost emoji. See, very important thing. You have to have the ghost emoji to really get the full impact of that. What'd you say, Doctor? It's something that might trigger Bob. Bernie Sanders and AOC. Just that alone. You don't have to have a verb, anything. Just that subject of a sentence there will be enough to trigger him. Reintroduce the Green New Deal 2.0, and oh my God forbid this 4-day work week bill. The horror. Yeah, I'm sure Bob wants everyone to work so the billionaires can become even more billionaire-ish, you know? Yeah, because that's what we're here for, those benevolent billionaires, especially the ones now we've read. I showed the article how the majority of billionaire money is now not earned through starting companies like Tesla or Amazon. It's from inheritance. So all these billionaires doing all these great things, providing jobs. No, they're just getting inheritance, and they're not necessarily doing anything benevolent with it. Trickle down Bob. Anyway, let's see what else is going on. Dr. Bear, you saw a New York Times article this week about a K through 12 school, kindergarten through 12 grade school, starting a program where they shoot and process deer carcasses to, quote, show kids where their foods come from. Why don't they just grab them some strawberries and potatoes and bananas and say, hey, this came from a farm, and look, yeah, we didn't have to slaughter and exploit a bunch of animals to give this to you. That's horrible on so many levels, Dr. Bear. I can't believe this is a New York Times article. Is this happening in New York? I thought they have a vegan mayor. I thought he'd have some say about this, but who eats deer carcass? Who eats deers? I mean, especially in New York. I mean, that's just where their food comes from. No, your average person, especially in New York, isn't eating deer. It might be something they have on special occasion, or if the rare few, the fraction of a percent of the people live out in the middle of nowhere. I'm talking about, most people are eating cows. So why don't they show them where their food comes from? Why don't they organize a field trip? Be honest about this. Who goes out and shoots their deer in the wild? I'm not saying that's good or anything, but let's just be honest. That's such a fantasy. Oh, this old time America image where we're in the wild. No, that's not it. No, we're in modern factories where cows and pigs, chickens are being exploited and living in horrible conditions and slaughtered. So why don't they, if they really truly want to show the kids where their foods come from, organize a field trip to a slaughterhouse, assuming they can find a slaughterhouse that will accept them, because they won't, because they know as soon as they let the kids in there, about three-quarters of them will instantly become vegan or vegetarian, once they see what really goes on in there. Well, hey, Uncle, does Bob have a Truth Social account? Let's ask him when he comes by. What do you guys think? Let's take a poll there. Let me see if I can remember how to do that here. Let's see. Nope, that's not how to do it. Oh, it's down here. Let's start a poll. Does Bob have a Truth Social account? Let's see what you guys say. We'll let it run for a minute or so. All right, let's start this poll here. Let's see what you guys think. Does Bob have a Truth Social account? Just curious what you guys think, and we'll ask him later. That's why we're doing the little poll now. We'll just do a little poll right now. See what he says. So anyway, hey, Jesse 12 String, good to see you. Yeah, Dr. Bear, about this showing the kids where their food comes from by giving them deer carcasses. It's so messed up, and it doesn't show kids where their food comes from. Kids, chicken nuggets. Yeah, that's what kids are eating. How many kids, seriously, how many K through 12 kids do you know who eat deer like in any sort of regular interval? You know, it's just like most kids in K through 12, I would imagine in New York, have probably never eaten deer. Even back before I went vegan, I never ate any deer. Okay, so let's end this poll here. Let's see what we got here. All right, so let's see the poll. So it's an 80-20. 80% of you guys think Bob has a Truth Social, and 20% say no. So we'll find out in a bit. That good for you, Sarah. I wish I knew I could refuse to do dissections in high school in biology class. Okay, this article that you're telling me about, Dr. Bear, in the New York Times is called "Okay Class, First We Shoot the Deer." Okay, it's not in New York. Okay, I didn't think it would be. It's a Missouri high school program. The picture accompanying the article is very graphic. Again, even if it's in Missouri, you know, not New York, upstate New York, where we're thinking it could have been. How many K through 12 kids in Missouri regularly eat deer? Again, this is just so stupid. Like, you know, they're eating fast food. They're eating chicken McNuggets, as you guys pointed out. They're eating, you know, cows, pigs, chickens. That's what they're eating. That's like 99.9% of their meat consumption. Why are they showing them deer for? That's just so random and not representative of how most people, I imagine, in the United States, Missouri included, eat. Dion asks, if cows weren't tortured and forced to produce milk, would dairy still be off the vegan list? Human dairy is fine. If that's the human breast milk, that's fine. I don't know how you could produce milk without any kind of exploitation and cruelty of an animal. So yeah, if you're a person who lactates and you want to give it to your baby, totally cool. You know, no exploitation there. It's something willfully given to your kid. You're not being exploited. No one's forcing you to put a gun to your head or anything like that. So that's totally cool. But yeah, why would anyone past the age of you know, an infant need milk anymore, especially the milk of another animal? Like, it's funny, like, you know, if you told people, hey, why don't you get this nice box here of rat milk? It's delicious, it has tons of protein and all these other great nutrients in there. Like, people would be grossed out. But like, why is a rat any less gross than a cow, right? I mean, why? Let's just keep it real here. So anyway, hey, Bob is here. Hey, we have a question for you, Bob. I'm curious. We're curious. Do you have a Truth Social account, Bob Hill? I just personally want to know if you have a Truth Social account. So if you would like to answer that, that would be awesome. I guess you don't have to. You don't have to do anything. It's a free country. I'm not a fascist or anything like that. But if you are willing to answer, I would love to hear if you have a Truth Social account. And I'm not going to do a follow-up question and say, I gotcha or something. I just kind of just curious out of the blue. So don't worry, Bob. You can't get in trouble or anything like that. So if you want to share, Bob, speak of the devil. I'm just getting warm in here. All my lights. No. So you don't have a Truth Social. Oh, okay. That's cool. You're good on X now after the fascists sold it? You mean after they sold it to the fascists, Elon Musk? Like, who were the fascists that sold it before? Are you talking about the board, the corporate board of Twitter? Can you name any of the board members, and how are they fascists? I don't even think Jack Dorsey was on the board anymore, was he? I thought he bailed years ago. It's funny. So they're saying the old board were fascists, and they sold it to this totally cool guy. But I get your point. Yeah, you don't need Truth Social because it's now X has become this right-wing platform. I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm being very objective. I don't think that's it's painting it in an unfair light. So you're saying that's cool. That's good enough for you. You don't need Truth Social. I get it. Totally cool. Oh, they were censoring everyone. Yeah, like white supremacists and racists and stuff like that. Because I see now that stuff sticks a lot longer. And sometimes it just sticks permanently. So yeah, they were censoring. That's pretty fascist. Yeah, I guess I'm a fascist then. Because if someone comes onto my comments or onto my live stream and says racist things, homophobic things, white supremacist type things, yeah, they get banned. So yeah, if that makes me... a fascist, basically for, oops, I got to get rid of the poop person here from last week. My bad, I should have done that before. If someone comes here and violates our rules of civility, no personal attacks, harassment, racism, sexism, ageism, I guess I'm fascist. So I'm guess by Bob's definition, I'm a proud fascist, someone who is against bigotry and hate. That's fascism now, guys. Fascism is a person who stands against bigotry and hate. All right, so hi, how's my other fellow vegan fascists out here who stand against bigotry and hate? Anyway. Yeah, freedom's good, Bob. Yeah, the freedom's good. Yeah, I'm seeing all this freedom now from white supremacists to say really hateful anti-Semitic things, really hateful anti-Asian things. That's good. That's freedom. If you think that is a good thing, Bob, we have very different values. That it's a good thing that people can say hateful things about my people and Jewish people and people who are LGBTQ. Say these things unpunished, their posts remain up. That's freedom. That's what a certain type of people today consider freedom. The ability to say things that are mean and hateful and not have those words be removed and have there be zero consequences, because that's how America used to be. People used to be able to say bigoted, hateful things against persecuted minorities and get away with it scot-free. So that's what a lot of people, from Bob's point of view, would like to return to. The good old days of America where hate, racism, and all that stuff are cool. And if you stand up against those things, you're part of the leftist woke mind virus and you're fascist too. Yeah, free to slander, basically. Well, we're not talking about radical leftists. I don't even know what a radical leftist is, Bob, but I'm just saying. I wasn't talking about radical anything. I'm just saying people who violate rule number 1 here get kicked out. I had policy like this before Elon Musk took over Twitter. This has just been how I live my life. So that's how I value things. If you value that, yeah, white supremacists have a right to say mean, hateful things against Chinese people and Jewish people, that's pretty effed up. That's what freedom boils down to. That Ku Klux Klan could just, do their thing, and it's totally cool. What's that, Sarah? Oh, you're pretty middle of the road and view things by actual issues. Yeah, I agree with you. I think things through myself. That's why God or the universe gave us brains, rational brains, to be at least those of us that aren't like, okay, at least those of us who care to utilize those faculties in our brain. Yeah, I'd rather think them through and not have my ideas formed by others, like say a political party, have them spoon feed me. Like, we have thought this through for you because we're smarter than you and trust us. We have no like corporate donors or anything like that. We're totally unbiased and we're doing this for the good of humanity. No, I like to think things through. You have conservative friends mad at you and liberal friends mad at you. chastising and scrutiny will get them nowhere. Exactly. Okay, Bob, you like that. You don't have to like it. So that's free speech. So free speech means that someone could come on to social media or my live stream or my comments and say mean and hateful things about my heritage and make fun of my physical appearances. And if I were LGBTQ, make fun of that too, and you know, that's not free speech. That's just being a complete effing a-hole, and I don't want any part of that. So I'll stay away from X if that's what X has been like lately. And then honestly, I haven't really gone on X. Well, you know how they used to be called tweets? Now they're called excrements. Have you heard that? So I haven't gone on X and read anyone's excrements for maybe a month or two now. I'm totally happy with Reddit. All right, Bob. Well, that's your opinion. If you're on the side with white supremacists, homophobes, people that come to my live stream and break rule number 1 on the reg. So basically, Bob is totally cool, you know, with white supremacists coming to my channel saying mean, hateful things about me as a person, going to a Jewish person's social media saying mean, hateful things about them, and those comments should stand for eternity on social media. That's cool, Bob. All right, cool. All right, we're going to move on. Now we know where Bob stands. That's what freedom is all about. The freedom for hateful people to have their hateful speech stick into the world, because that's what freedom's about. But that's funny how Bob is against books being banned from libraries. So here, let's put this into perspective. Ku Klux Klan, hate speech, N-word, all that stuff's totally cool. But like books like Charlotte's Web banned from what state was it? Remember we talked about this a few weeks ago. Charlotte's Web, you know, the children's book about, you know, the animals banned. We read Larry the Farting Leprechaun banned. So those types of speech, you know, that's okay to remove them from school libraries. But yeah, let neo-Nazis and Ku Klux Klan people, their speech is you know, cool. But yeah, Larry the Farting Leprechaun, that's where the line gets drawn there. Charlotte's Web, that's where the line gets drawn there. But yeah, want to say something about my people in a mean, hateful way? Totally cool. I get it. Yeah, yeah, your ideology is totally effed up, and I'm so glad I don't identify with your ideology there. Yeah, book about farting. So what? So there's a book about farting. Yeah, exactly. How is that like ban worthy? But yeah, if someone wants to come and complain about me being from Asian, how we're all horrible people and should be killed or something like that, that's free speech, right? I mean, that's totally cool. Farting leprechaun though, that's too much. That's crossing the line. Anyway, let's not talk about fascism. Let's move on. In order to do that, let's put Bob into a little time out right now. All right, so let's move on. No more talk of fascism. No more talk about hate speech, unless I'm banning some mother effer for coming here and actually laying down some hate speech. So anyway, yeah, where is Fu? I hope Fu is doing all right, and I hope Bill is doing all right. I know there's a Lakers game tonight. It's not for another hour plus, but I hope you're okay out there, Bill. Remember, we told you, Bill, you have the obligation to always check in with us, you know, to let us know that you're okay. Giovanni, your B12 levels were 951. That's pretty effing good, right? Hey, Vigato Blue, how is it going? What's that, Ray? The paradox of tolerance is that a tolerant society can't tolerate intolerance. The intolerants use the language of tolerance to discriminate. Not sure if I wrapped my head all around that. Uncle, no, I don't have March Madness. I never have. I don't know anything about college basketball. I barely have time to watch like professionals, and I don't even watch like barely any non-Laker games. I don't watch all Laker games, or at least every minute of all Laker games. So I certainly don't have time to watch like high school basketball, college basketball. So I really don't care about March Madness. Not to say I think it's horrible. It's like, no offense there. It's like I just don't care about baseball. It's not because I think baseball's horrible. I have my Shohei Ohtani t-shirts and stuff like that. I've gone to some Major League Baseball games in the past few years. So I'm just saying I'm just not a baseball fan, not a college basketball fan. I was getting the results in my news feed on Apple News, and I clicked the little triple dots to like not have it show up on my news feed. It said like block March Madness. Like, oh, I don't know if I want to block it. Can I wish there was an option like suggest less like this to me. I don't know if I want to block it like it's like some kind of fascist or something like that is using a bunch of hate speech. Not sorry to bring those up again, but I'm saying I just wanted it to not be in my feed because it's irrelevant for my life. I don't know who's in the March teams. I don't care. And congrats, whoever wins it, awesome. Hopefully we'll see some great NBA players come from this year's college draft prospects. But I don't know, and yeah, it's not my thing. Yeah, Uncle, I thought you remember. I remember you saying your mom was a Lakers fan. That's awesome. Yeah, their headquarters is they've been historically located not too far away from you guys out there. Let's see. Oh, Nikki, you're lucky. You're a primary care physician. I saw PCP. I was thinking of that 70s drug. Anyway, your primary care physician supports your vegan diet, even though he is not vegan. That's how I've been lucky with that for most of my time, in health insurance, having primary care physicians and all. And when I got serious, I went out of network, got a cardiologist because I wanted a vegan cardiologist for my cardiology exams and stuff like that. I sought a vegan cardiologist. But but most of the time, my doctors are totally cool. I try to get younger ones, I suppose these older ones that think, oh my God, you're going to die or something like that. And they know, you can be a healthy vegan. They see my blood labs. They see my age. They put it all together. Yeah, you're doing fine, bro. I've never had one walk in, wow, you're 50, blah, 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 50 something. Looks like you're about to die or something like that. Let's check you for all these deficiencies. Wow, the Lakers used to practice at your high school gym, Maricosta. Wow, that must have been a long time ago before they actually, moved into, they were, I guess, there before they went to the Forum. Then they got their facility in El Segundo. Is that right? Yes, I thought that's where it's at. So let's see if I missed any questions. Hey, Priscilla, how's it going? Heard Derek Simnett from Simnett Nutrition is looking to interview vegan YouTubers. Is that something you might be interested in doing? Only if the person interviewing me, the vegan, is a cool person. Somebody I don't think is some kind of idiot or a-hole. And yeah, I've always liked Derek. He comes on sometimes and says hello to us. So yeah, I would be honored if Derek wanted to chat with an old athletic vegan. I'm not a bodybuilder or calisthenics or whatever he's into, but I'm an athlete vegan. So if he wants to talk about athletic stuff, totally cool. If he wants to talk about anything else, any kind of part of my activism, totally cool. So let him know. I'd be down, and I'd be down to talk about any range of topics, from like how I take care of myself at my age, training, workouts, nutrition, or just my views on vegan activism. I'd tell them I'd be more than happy if you have a connection, if you can suggest to them. I don't want to go there and beg, hey, interview me, Derek, or anything. So if you want to put in the good word for happy, healthy vegan, that'd be cool. Do I like unnatural vegan? What do you think, Ace? What do you think my thoughts are of Unnatural Vegan? Have you seen any of my videos? I haven't made any like 4 or 5 years about her, but if you were following our channel back then, you would know very clearly where I stand on Unnatural Vegan. So let's just say if she wanted to do an interview with me, I would politely say, no, thank you. Zoshoa. If I just popped in, I have a question. If you advocate veganism, does that mean you believe in objective morality? Well, let's see if we're talking about the same thing. Zoshoa. Okay, let's see. We're talking about, not that. We're talking about a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. I am against animal cruelty and exploitation. I believe it's wrong. I think animals aren't put here for us to like torture and kill and murder when we could have a diet that consists of plants. That was my whole awakening moment when I first went vegetarian back in the 90s. Like, gee, why am I continually having animals killed for me daily, meal by meal, when I could just eat plants and not kill all the cows, pigs, and chickens? So, yeah, I believe we have more than ample alternatives to killing animals and eating their meat. Just eat plants. I mean, unless you're a carnivore, people eat plants anyway. Just eat more plants. Do I believe in objective morality? Do I need to have objective morality to believe if I see an animal being treated cruelly, being tortured, feeling and experiencing pain and fear? Do I need objective morality to feel those things and understand that's wrong? Just like if I saw a human being tortured, exploited, killed, do I need objective morality to for my feelings and my perceptions to tell me that's wrong? I'm not sure why all of a sudden when we're talking about animals and veganism, we need to talk about objective morality. Just like, say, carjacking. I believe carjacking's wrong. Do I need objective morality to justify my belief that, hey, having some guy come in your car and put a gun and steal your car? And why do we need to talk about objective morality? So I'm not sure why veganism requires objective morality, but like home invasion robberies and rape and carjacking, those don't require objective morality. All you have to do is see an animal in pain, an animal being harmed. You don't need objective morality. As long as you're not sociopathic, as long as you're able to feel, and you should be able to feel like, wow, that's really effed up. That's so cruel. The animal is innocent, didn't ask for this, doesn't want to die to become someone's dinner. So I'm not sure why we need such abstract, advanced moral concepts as objective morality. I think veganism works fine whether you believe in objective morality or not. So hopefully that answers your question there. Bob's oppressed now, AJ. Oh, I'm so sorry. Bob is oppressed. Oh, that's so sad to hear that, Bob. I'm sorry that you had to share your life experience of being an oppressed person. That is really sad. I'm sure it tugs on all our heartstrings here. And, I think I can speak for our following here that we feel sorry for you, Bob. You are some kind of victim, so we're sorry that you are an oppressed person. It really sucks, nothing we can do about that. Okay, so sure, you don't believe in objective morality, so I don't see how I can tell someone else how they should act. Well, you shouldn't tell someone else how they should act. You could never, I shouldn't say never, but it's only going to work like 1 in a million times. It's not going to happen for all practical purpose. When you tell someone what they can or can't do, that's not going to make them go vegan. That's not I don't think that's an effective form of activism. Hey, you're doing something wrong, you're doing something bad, you're a bad person or whatever. You don't need objective morality. I think like I saw, like Joey Carbstrong, I remember seeing recent videos of him, just showing the slaughterhouse footage, stuff that he recorded himself. And that's causing people to re-examine their relationship with eating animals. You don't need to tell people that it's wrong. They know it once they're aware of what really happens, especially when confronted directly with it. I don't think most people have such a thorough understanding of philosophy to even need to bring up this concept of objective morality. So I don't know if you even really need that as a tool, Zosho, is what I'm saying. I don't know how effective that is, unless you're having a discussion amongst like people who are like have studied philosophy or something like that. But yeah, I think people are more easily convinced, not through an intellectual thing like that, talking about these deep concepts. I think people are more easily persuaded or able to change a point of view, a deeply held point of view, when confronted with the inherent cruelty, the reality of what goes on in animal agriculture, what was required, what kinds of this is what happens to living sentient beings with feelings and emotions, the cruelty that they experience, the fear that they experience, in order for hamburgers to get brought to them. I think that's very effective, but I don't know if we need to, like I said, get all heady and philosophical to convince people. So Zosho, you're saying, so basically just sharing information with others will help them apply their own values better. I think that's more effective than trying to shame someone. You know, as soon as you start getting like, what's the word, confrontational with someone, accusing them of things, there's a psychological reaction that people have to typically get on the defensive. They shut down. They're not open to what you're saying anymore. You see what I'm saying? It's counterproductive. If your goal is truly to get more people to become vegan, being mean to them or shaming them or something like that, you know, off in that direction, I think is one of the least effective ways, the most counterproductive way of achieving that goal of getting people to become vegan. Share information with them and as much as you can in a non-judgmental, non-mean way or anything like that. Remember, we weren't always vegan. I mean, most of us weren't born in a vegan family, right? So I think that kind of compassion that you have for animals, show it to people. And you know, I think most people actually do think veganism's cool if they can allow themselves to be open to really absorb what kind of cruelty happens to animals. Most people are against animal cruelty. Most people are against animal exploitation. Most people, unfortunately, though, don't connect those concepts up with what they eat and how their food's produced. Monica. Hi, welcome, Monica. Why did I decide to adopt a vegan diet? I told you it's the realization, maybe you just came on, I think I maybe said it 4 or 5 minutes ago. This happened to me in the 90s. I was like in my early college years. The realization that literally this quote just resonated in my head. I just kept repeating, like, why do animals need to die in order for me to live? Why do animals need to die in order for me to live? Because they don't. I don't need animals to be killed for me, exploited their entire lives, slaughtered so I can have a hamburger or a steak. I can eat plants instead and be really healthy. So that's it. The realization that I could eat plants. And that realization became more real when I went to a Grateful Dead concert here in Southern California, Cal State Dominguez Hills. And I remember the Hare Krishnas were in the parking lot afterwards serving out delicious vegetarian food. And I think it was all vegan. I don't remember any ghee or dairy in the stuff. They were kind of the same thing. They weren't really, there wasn't much talk about the difference between vegetarian and vegan back then. They were kind of, sort of, in many circles used interchangeably. My point is, I ate that. It was delicious. I felt energized after a long day of partying and dancing and out in the sun. So, yeah, this is great. Yeah, I want to eat more like this. I want to eat more plant food and not have animals die in order for me to live. Because think about it. You don't have to have animals die for you to live. There's plants out there. You can do it in a healthy way, or you can do it in an unhealthy way if that's your choice. Some people like that. I don't. But anyway. Oh, Sarah, why are we bringing up flying? Is someone bringing up airplanes or something? Let me check that out. Why are we talking about flying here? I must have missed that. But I don't fly much either. Yeah, VLAM. I'll read your tweet verbatim here. Most people intellectually know there's inherent cruelty in eating animals, but when it comes to changing habits, there's too much inertia. Yes, Jen Marie, the Hare Krishnas for the win. Let's see, what's that, Dr. Barry talking to Trapped in the Matrix? Who gets to decide how much musculature a vegan is allowed to have or when they're allowed to fly in a plane? Whoa, who gets to draw the line? I must have missed something there. Yeah, being vegan doesn't mean you're forbidden from flying on an airplane ever. I mean, let's look at the definition of veganism here. It's a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. Yeah, I've flown a few airplanes in my day. I don't remember animal exploitation and cruelty being part of the experience or the process of airplane flight. You might be looking at it from an ecological perspective, carbon emissions or something like that. But that's not what it's about here. I mean, we should be able to do what other people do. We're just not consuming animal products. But if you need to hop on a plane to take a business trip or get to your parents because they're sick. Wrong button. Veganism debunked. Yeah, if you need to have an airplane, like, why should vegans be forbidden? We're already doing enough. We're already not consuming animal products. Why are we forbidden from flying in airplanes or anything to yeah, I don't think I've flown an airplane since 2017 or 18. It was the year I turned 50. Oh, then Angie turned 50 the year before that. For 50, we went to San Francisco, and for 50, the next year when she turned 50, we went to Maui. So yeah, those are the last times we flew, I believe. Yeah. And I'm not advocating we all should fly all the time or anything like that, but if your job requires it, you got to do something. I'm not sure why meat eaters get to eat all the meat, pollute and everything, and they get to fly airplanes too. We should be able to go places as well. Yo, Gretchen Karma, our old Long Beach friend, Gretchen Karma. Good to see you, Gretchen. And Sarah, I'm kind of with you too. My lack of flying isn't because of carbon footprint. That's never been a deciding factor for me if I should book an airplane ride or ticket or not. It's because people are gross. I don't like being all, because I'm 6'5" basically with my shoes on, you know. I'm in this little tiny seat and all these people all, I don't like that. You guys know I'm an introvert. I don't like to be herded, crowded with a bunch of people, all uncomfortable for a few hours. I like hour trips, like an airplane flight to San Francisco or Las Vegas, something like that. Yeah, I can handle that a little bit better. But yeah, sitting on a plane for 12 hours is a nightmare for me. Jen Marie, people get mad at you for driving a hybrid? What kind of people? What are they mad at you for? Do they want you to be all electric? Or are some people triggered that you're driving a hybrid because they're not, and they feel like you're shaming them subconsciously for driving a internal combustion engine? What's that? Why do people shame people for what they're driving like a hybrid? That makes zero sense. What's going on here? Trapped in the Matrix. You're talking to Dr. Bear, a dude. Actually, Dr. Bear is not a dude. She's a lady, a female. I get it. You are okay with murdering animals for unnecessary reasons, and it's okay because you're a vegan, so it's enough. What are you talking about? How is Dr. Bear murdering animals? She's like a sensible, regular vegan-like guy. What's going on? Can you guys explain what the hell is going on here? Bob, don't try to interpret. I'm just telling you why I'm vegan. I didn't go vegan because God handed me the 10 commandments or something like that, or Buddha handed me a commandment or something like that. I went vegan on my own before I even heard of Buddhism, really. I went vegetarian when I realized animals, why would I require animals to die for me when I don't? That was it, Bob. It's not that makes me feel bad. Why would I, if I had two choices, two roads I can go down, one path means animals necessarily need to be exploited and murdered and slaughtered in order for me to live, and there's a path where that doesn't have to happen. I'm going down the second path. It just seems to me a no-brainer. Yeah, okay, it makes me feel bad that animals are harmed. I guess so, yeah. You could look like that, but it just seems like the noble choice. Like, why am I so bitching? Why am I so cool that, hey, these animals, I'm better than them. They should be killed for me because I'm so awesome. The animals should be slaughtered all the time for me. Like, why would I think like that when I'll just eat plants instead and be healthy and happy? Why is that a bad way of looking at things? Okay, back to this little squabble here. Trapped in the Matrix says, I said I didn't like vegans being okay with killing animals for their own selfish reasons. Dr. Bear tried defending me from her. Like, what? Like, how is Dr. Bear killing animals for her own selfish reasons? I haven't. What, like, you're saying if she's flying an airplane, she's killing animals or something like that? Yeah, I'm confused too, VLAM. Thanks for sharing your confusion too. I'm not the only one alone. Yeah, VLAM says, I'm confused. How are vegans killing animals for their selfish reasons? So, do you know what he's saying there, Dr. Bear? How are some of us vegans killing animals? For our own selfish reasons? Yeah, Dr. Bear, was Sarah, I thought Dr. Bear was an older woman at first. Nope, yeah, she's a millennial woman. Okay, so Trapped in the Matrix saying he brought up excess calories. That's killing animals if I eat more calories than I need to, and joy rides, like just driving unnecessarily and unnecessary plane rides. That how are those activities killing animals? It's not quite clear to me. So explain it to me like I'm 5. How is eating eating over your caloric needs killing animals? And just taking a joyride in your like hybrid or something like that. Dr. Bear has an electric vehicle, by the way, and flying in a plane. How is that killing animals for our own selfish reasons? I'm not understanding that. I'm not trying to make fun of you. I'm just trying to understand what the point is. Oh yeah, Zachariah. Yeah, Bob Hill values human lives more than animals. He's not a vegan. He eats plant-based, but he's not a vegan. Trapped in the Matrix says eating excess calories results in excess crop deaths. But we've seen that the crop deaths that come from plant agriculture is really not all that great. I mean, yeah, let's look at here. Like the gold parts of these graphs represent crop deaths, and it's really not that much compared to like say what's on the higher parts of the graph. As far as the slaughter is huge, and the crop deaths are in excess too. So yeah, veganism is not about being perfect, because even if you are eating the perfect amount of calories, I don't know how you would know exactly, but say you're eating the perfect amount of calories, you're still getting some accidental crop deaths. You're not being perfect or anything like that, and no one should shame you for that. And I know some meat eaters will or something like that, but they're killing even more. So there's always going to be some accidental harm in agriculture. It's just the nature of the business. So it seems kind of unfair if you're kind of like almost fat shaming someone, like, hey, you're eating more calories than you need, you're killing excess animals, even though I'm killing some too. That just seems like an unfair, like, perfection thing. You're expecting them to be perfect, like have a perfect amount of calories for their caloric needs, and if they go over that, they should be criticized or something like that. That seems a bit unfair, because again, veganism is not about perfection. There's going to be some harm in just from being alive. Something somewhere is not going to be as good as it could be because of the fact that we exist on this planet. So, with that being said, I think it's unfair to criticize someone for eating a little too much or going out on a little joyride in their plug-in electric vehicle. Sheptometric. It's okay for argument's sake. It results in one extra death a year. Why is it okay? Because no one's perfect. That's what I'm saying. It's no one is perfect, and expect people to like somehow restrict their eating intentionally because of this intellectual concept. Because none of us are perfect. So if you want to think that, I'm not saying this is you, but if you want to think you're better than someone who's eating more and drives less, you can feel that way. But the thing is, we're all vegan. We're all trying to do the best that we can. Some of us can take it really far and, be super environmentally friendly and zero or low waste and all that stuff. And for some people, that's just not all that practical for their lifestyles. So the only thing that veganism really asks you to do is not to be perfect. All veganism asks you for is simply a way of living which seeks to exclude as far as possible and practicable all forms of exploitation and cruelty to animals. That's all vegan asks you. It's not asking you have to be perfect or anything like that. So I don't think it's fair for you or any of us to hold other vegans to some standard that you've set for yourself. You've set the bar really high. Good for you. Awesome. Live that. Explore that all you want. But don't expect just because you're doing that everyone else should do it exactly like you. We're doing our best here. We're not consuming animal products. We're not, we're doing our best. We're not perfect people. What's that, Dr. Bear? You think muscular vegan bodybuilders like Nima Delgado are an asset to the vegan movement? And slam dunking basketball players too. Woo! No. What's that, Chopped and Matrix? You're still going on here? One of the biggest issues is the non-vegans see it and call vegans hypocrites and use it as an excuse to continue harming others. So no, they're just throwing poop on the wall. I mean, they just say, well, you harm animals too in your crops. Like, yeah, and you guys, you meat eaters, harm even more animals in your crops because more plants are eaten not by humans. The vast majority of plants are consumed by animals. So they're getting let's go back to that graph here. They are getting, where'd I go? Where'd my number of animals go? They're getting all the slaughter, all the red parts of the bar graphs here. Those represent numbers of animal killed via slaughter. And there's killing animals from the production of the foods that go into these slaughtered animals. And unless they're carnivore, they're also eating the veggies, fruits, and grains that we're all eating too. So I don't see how they can throw this argument in our faces and call us hypocrites, because nowhere in the definition of veganism does it say, again, that we are perfect beings and no harm comes about from our being in this world living. We're just avoiding as far as possible and practicable all forms of cruelty and exploitation of animals. And look at it like this. You're talking about accidental harm in agriculture, the gold parts of this graphs. Well, veganism is about animal cruelty and exploitation. When an animal gets ran over by a tractor in the field, or if a food delivery truck runs over a grasshopper or rodent on the boulevard on the way to deliver to Whole Foods or your local supermarket, those are accidental harms. So that's not animal cruelty and exploitation. Those are accidents. I mean, humans get in accidents. Humans get ran over. Humans get killed in agriculture. Humans get killed on the highways. So I'm saying veganism is about animal cruelty and exploitation, and accidents don't really that's not what the definition is talking about. The definition is not talking about accidents. It's talking about intentional animal exploitation, intentional animal cruelty, not about accidentally running over a rodent in the production of food or the delivery of food. And this happens in all production, all delivery. It's not a vegan thing. So yeah, don't pick on people like me and Dr. Bear to try to make a stronger argument to throw at anti-vegans or non-vegans or something like that. So let's get on the same page. Veganism is about animal cruelty and exploitation, not accidental harm. We can be bummed at accidental harm and try to lobby like agriculture to do something to be better at reducing that, but that's not what veganism is. The focus is we're on intentional companies, people intentionally create industries, create practices, create businesses to exploit and profit off the exploitation of animals and their eventual slaughter. So let's move on from that. All right, so where's all our regs here? Sarah, I've seen you and V talking about simplifying your lives. You've simplified your life so much in recent years. My life can't get much more dumbed down at this point. Yeah, I've been trying to simplify as much as possible too. Like one dumb thing, this is a dumb one, all right? Like you guys know I'm, music producer, I have gear. You can't see my guitars and stuff like that, my amps really that well. But I've had tube amps for decades, tube amplifiers. That's what used to be in TVs if you're a Gen X. There were tubes in all electronics back when we were younger. But in guitar amplifiers, tubes are generally more desirable in amplifiers. Guitarists, we hear the difference. Tube amps sound typically nicer and sweeter, but they're a pain in the butt to maintain. Unless you're like electronics expert, you got to find some guy, you got to find a tube amp specialist to like get all your tubes biased and work on the parts inside that have gone wrong. And it's something you have to do. You have to get your tubes changed regularly. It's a pain in the butt. It's a lot of effort to find the guy, hook up with them, take stuff down. It costs a lot of money. They charge a lot. I simplified. I got rid of my tube amps. They're gone. I have this beautiful solid state amp now. It requires zero maintenance. I don't need to take it to the tube guy or anything like that. Just one little tiny example here of how I've freed myself from the tyranny of having to get my tube amps serviced all the time from some guy who's hard to get in contact with. There's not really a bunch of places, like they don't have you look it up. There's not like a lot of stores you can go where there's a tube amp repair thing going on. But I'm just saying that's one little example right there of simplifying. And I'm totally happy. Don't miss it. Have I done a pedal board tour? It's back there. There's my pedal board. If you can see it down there. You can see I got a bunch of pedals on it. But I haven't done a tour. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff on it right now. So anyway, where shall we go next? VLAMP, Immanuel Kant's categorical imperative, like something that was help me again. I told you my ethics and moral studies are bad. It's like an action if you deemed it like it should be done by everyone or something like that. Is that it? Help me phrase it better. Something like that. That those kinds of actions are deemed like more like moral or something like that. Is that it? Can you be a vegan in Austin? Yeah, totally. Yeah, Austin's a very diverse city. I've never been there, but I know vegans that are in Austin. So yeah, totally. I've heard Dallas has a really good vegan restaurant. So it's not like a red state versus blue state thing. I know like Bob likes to turn everything into that sort of culture wars stuff. What's that, Metalhead? Meat and dairy isn't food, it's cruelty and smells horrible too. Yeah, absolutely. It's cruelty and it smells like crap. Bob, blue used to be your favorite color, and now it can't be because it represents the opposing party of your belief system, right? Ooh. I mean, yeah, red, I still like red as a color. I don't, just because it's the color of MAGA hats doesn't mean I hate red. I mean, my light shining down here like this purplish red, you know? I guess that purple has like a mix. I guess the purple is the mix of red and blue, huh? I'm right in the middle, huh? As I've been saying, I'm just kind of in the middle. I don't need a party to tell me what to think. My lights have both those colors there. You have Ethiopian in Austin. Awesome. I'm not surprised. Yeah, it's like a bluish violet sort of thing. I tell you, I got some Nike free run shoes recently. After my podiatrist recommended I have shoes that have a little bit more structure. They're kind of this blue, purple, violet thing. Got them for really cheap. It was a color that no one wanted on Dick's Sporting Goods. I got them like a brand new pair of Nikes for like 40 something bucks. I go, I'll take the blue color. I'm cool with that, you know? Zachariah says, yeah, Dallas has better food than Austin. It's a fact. I'm not surprised. Yeah, just like Austin's more of a small town, right? Dallas is the big city. Let's see. Dr. Bear is saying Foo's last comment was, I encourage all the nice cultists to fight the good fight despite all the negativity. Foo has reached burnout. God bless HHV and the nice cultists. Goodbye. Wow. Is he really? Did he say that? Is he left us? Foo, don't leave us. Maybe you're just having a bad day, Foo, but we miss you. Whoa, VLM, who are you talking about there? How we need multiple Earths? Are they just using that as an example? Is there someone here like giving some spiel how we should live like us city people should live like people living in the far wilderness areas or something like that? Oh, it was last week because I thought Fu may have said a couple comments before the live stream got started. Because often I'll paste the, I'll get the this page that you're watching right now, this live stream on. I'll launch it like usually like 3 or 4 hours before the live stream, and people will comment before I come on live. And I thought I saw Fu make a couple comments today, or am I wrong? I can't remember now. He often does, so he might have said a little something earlier today. I can't remember now. Yeah, he makes comments in the video sections. True too, Sarah. Well, I hope Fu's okay, but if you're watching Fu, I understand burnout is real. You know, there's a lot to be bummed out in the world on. I know you hate your job too, so but come back here. We're cool. We're friendly. Yeah, I'll hope you're okay, Fu. Okay, about Kant's categorical imperative. What do you have for me here, V? Was given an example on how you interpret categorical imperative. Imagine if everyone do the same thing. Yeah, would that be a good thing? Yeah, something like that. That's exactly. If everyone were to do that, would that be like a good thing or not? Something like that. I tell you, I didn't really study Kant too much. I had a class on him, but I don't remember studying his ethics. It was more of his I guess it's metaphysics or something like that. And I stayed away from ethics, morality classes like the plague. I thought they were totally boring and useless in college. I'm still not a big fan of that branch of philosophy. So, Uncle, don't even bother engaging him. You know, it's like, you know, it's just a bunch of talking points there. It's just a bunch of nonsense. Freedom, prosperity, morality. Yeah, like I can't imagine how I'm not even gonna go down that road. That's just too much for me. But yeah, anyone talking about prosperity, anyone who's invested in equities right now, again, we reached new all-time highs in the Dow Jones Industrial Average, the S&P 500. So yeah, we're having some, you know, if you're looking to build wealth, you know, because you're talking about prosperity, it's happening right now. We're not in some kind of like great depression or recession. Yeah, recession is what was predicted a few years ago. It didn't happen. So anyway, let's move on. who knows if Kant would have been vegan, but yeah, there were no vegans really back in when Kant was alive and walking around this world. Oh, Bob, yeah. So about lab-grown meat and vegans. Yeah, vegans want to eat lab-grown meat. Each vegan will have to decide for him or her own self if that's a food they want to eat. We're not required to eat any particular food, just because, like, say, Beyond Burgers exist and they're like 20 times more environmentally friendly on average when you factor in like land juice and water and all that than beef burgers. We're not required to eat them or anything like that. So anyway, yeah, every vegan will have to decide for his or her own self if they want to eat lab-grown meat. Anyway, Professor, I remember Professor from last week. Do I take any daily supplements? Yeah, I've been taking I was taking this cool duckweed protein powder from a company that I love, Clean Machine, but they were unable to continually obtain the source for that duckweed, so I don't take that anymore. So I just take some supplements now, basic supplements. I got a basic one from the Vegan Society. Now I have another one from Amazon. Just your average run-of-the-mill supplement. Nothing special about it.
Less negative content, e.g., no longer vegan, responding to carnivores, etc. More positive content, e.g., studies supporting vegan diet, positive news about veganism, etc.
Thanks, V. Those are great. I thank you for the super chat tip. I think you're kind of describing maybe a Mike the Vegan there, right? Because that's more of his specialty. I thought he was studying to get a master's in public health or something like that. So he's way more qualified than I am, or pretty much any other like vegan YouTuber besides ones that have like medical degrees or PhDs to go through the science. That's not my specialty. I tell you, I studied logic and philosophy. So, my skill set is really strong at analyzing misinformation. So if you want to look at it, my thing is more like misinformation, not spreading misinformation, but identifying and calling out and correcting misinformation. Not to say like Mike the Vegan and others don't do that. They do. We all kind of cross over into, other people's specialties. I cover the science and stuff like that too in the studies. But yeah, you're right. I could do more of it. I see what you're saying. Not to say I have to abandon the misinformation stuff, but I feel it's just like my wheelhouse. I feel like that's what I'm just, my brain is just naturally, my mind is just naturally, just attracted to, as far as like, I think I could do a good job with this story, showing all the misinformation that this person or this article was spreading. And I'll respond with science to show it. But yeah, let's see, studies supporting vegan diets. If I see some, I'm always interested in that. But for me, I don't always feel like I can make a great video about something like that. Not to say I make great videos anyway, you know what I'm saying? But I think, but I'll take that into consideration for sure, VLAN. Thank you. Okay, Mike did get his master's finally. I forgot where he was at when we saw him this last summer. I don't even know if we talked about that. What's for dinner? Good question, Uncle. I'm not sure, but I thought about maybe 5-10 minutes ago, I heard with my little ear all the way to the back other side of the house to the kitchen. I thought I heard Angie chopping some vegetables. So maybe she's making us a soup or stew or something like that. I'm just taking a wild guess here. Or maybe she's chopping up some stuff for a stir fry later. I don't know. Not sure. I'll find out in a little bit. I called it. I admit, I'm not sure which one it is. I did have a big array of possibilities there. Phelan, you feel if people see more positive stuff about veganism, they'd be more likely to want to be vegan. That's great, because Mike the Vegan gets way more views than I do. So he's saying the positive stuff, getting more views, attracting hopefully more vegans then. And my little channel here with the fewer views, addressing misinformation. So, but yeah, you're right. I should do some more. You're absolutely right. I mean, Yeah, let me think. We used to do vlogs and stuff like that, but we don't really do them anymore because we're sick and tired of people saying, "Oh, you guys are so old and ugly," or "That food looks so disgusting." Like, no, not give you guys an opportunity, you haters, an opportunity for that kind of nonsense. Yes, Sarah, hit the like button if you like carrots. I like carrots. Should I hit the like button? Ooh, I don't think I can hit the like button the way I have it set up right now. Zoshoa, fun anecdote. Before I go, when your church found out you were vegan, they scolded you for trying to be more ethical than Jesus. Well, that's assuming a lot. How do they know that you were trying to be more ethical? I mean, really, let's look at what veganism is again. Oops, veganism is a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. Doesn't mean you're trying to be more ethical than any person or Jesus even, it's a personal thing. You're not comparing. I don't think you ever went vegan in an attempt to compare yourself to Jesus or have a contest with Jesus. It just shows you how people have no idea what veganism is. So in your church's mind, going vegan means you're having a contest with Jesus or something like that. That's just ridiculous. That I just would have flat out laughed. Nikki, do I count my calories at all? No, zero, none. I don't count calories at all. Just basically eat till I'm full, get a bit of exercise. Today I got a lot of exercise. I expended over 1,000 calories today at the gym. So yeah, but nope. I don't do any caloric kind of thing, counting. Yeah, Dr. Bear, the way I see it too, veganism is in no way, shape, or form incompatible with Christianity. If anything, it seems consistent with Jesus' teaching of love your neighbor. And as I pointed out before, there seems to be absolutely zero scripture that says you have to eat meat in order to enter into the kingdom of heaven, right? I mean, it doesn't say that in there. So here's the thing, people should just not be triggered when they see someone doing things that are different from them and then persecute them. If someone's eating a vegan diet and you're scared of it, don't try to like say all these horrible things about them. Just accept that they're doing it and they're it's not harming anyone, Yeah, you're right. Many Seventh-day Adventists are vegans and vegetarians. There's a history of them having people abstain from meat. Haven't seen Christspiracy yet. I'm waiting for it to come somewhere that's going to be free for me. Did anyone see Christspiracy? I saw it on Wednesday. I thought it was an amazing film. Highly recommend everyone go see it. Where'd you see it at, Fallon? Sarah, who are you responding to there? Harming animals for muscles? Lord, wait, who's saying that? Zachariah, yeah, Jesus may have eaten meat, but it doesn't mean that veganism is anti-Christian. Again, I see no incompatibility. Jesus never said, hey, you have to eat these dead animals in order to get into my kingdom with God. It didn't say that in there. Oh, you saw it in Huntington Beach. Wow, cool. Surprised it didn't get banned in Huntington Beach or something. The way they've been going lately politically, their city council and mayor. Yeah, Zachariah, you're talking about Genesis, 1:19 it is? Is that right, guys? Or is it 1:24? Correct me, which one is it? I'm having a vegan brain fart right now. Vegan deterioration, you're right. I can't remember which passage in Genesis is the one that says, here, God said, have all the fruits and nuts and stuff. That's what it says, right? The fruits and nuts and stuff. That's a quote verbatim from the King James Version, right? 129. Is that it? Is it Genesis 129? Correct me, guys. Help me out here. AJ Vintage says, some say when Jesus says loaves and fishes in the Bible, fishes may have been a bad translation for the general word for food. Interesting. That's weird. Food, fish, same thing. Huh. Yeah, I'm in no rush to go see it or anything like that, but if I have it available to me on a streaming platform, that's how I see stuff these days. I'm lazy. I don't go to theaters much anymore. Well, what are you guys talking about here? Sarah says, I have great girly muscles, and Trapped in the Matrix says, that's cool, but is that comment you made getting on with your day, or do you have something to add? A logical reason why killing an animal unnecessary is okay? How is Sarah killing animals? I mean, do you know how long she's been eating plant-based? Like, you said 34 years, right? 34 years vegan, or 34 years like vegan/vegetarian, you know? And you're giving her crap for something? Like, what is happening here? Did your account get hacked? Hey, Nikki, I'm happy to be part of this happy fam. Well, thank you, and we're very happy to have you part of this happy fam. Yeah, Sarah's not killing animals. Like, what is he talking about? What are you talking about, Matrix? How is Sarah killing animals? She's been meatless for 3.5 decades almost. I mean, we should be congratulating Sarah rather than criticizing her for failing to live up to this perfection idea that you're doing on a personal note, Trapped in the Matrix. Again, I'm not condemning that or anything, that you're trying to live like this as perfect as possible thing. Totally cool, but please don't look down upon others from your pedestal and say, I'm doing it better than you, and if you don't do it the way, the standards that I have set for myself, you're killing animals. That's just not cool. Yeah, he's using a crop death argument. Exactly. And we've talked about, let's look at veganism again. Veganism has nothing to do with crop deaths. It's about intentional harm, intentional exploitation of animals, intentional cruelty to animals. It's not referring to agricultural practices, which may or may not harm any animals. I know, like when I grow food here, I don't harm any animals. There's no combine harvester when I pluck my foods out of the garden here. There's no rodents being ran over. I don't deliver them by a truck to a farmer's market and run over grasshoppers or anything like that. So I'm just saying, but that's irrelevant. My point is that there's no concept here of minimizing or reducing accidental harm. It's about minimizing, as far as possible and practicable, all forms of cruelty, intentional cruelty. And that's the key word we're missing here: intentional cruelty, intentional exploitation. Accidents are not intentional. By definition, they're accidents. They're not intentional. And if they were intentional, it wouldn't be an accident. It was something you intended to do. Bob, time you out. You're full of shit. We have Christian vegans here. Veganism is not anti-Christian. That's complete and utter bullshit, Bob. You know that. There's nothing anti-Christian. And remember, the goal of Christianity is to get into the kingdom of heaven, to live with God and Jesus in heaven. There is nothing in the Bible scripture that I'm aware of that says that if you eat plants, you are forbidden from crossing the threshold, from passing through the gates into the kingdom of God. So here's my whole point why I'm timing you out, Bob. Don't judge. Let God and his people, his angels and stuff, let them do the judging. We don't need a judgmental human asshole to proclaim that, oh, vegans are this. And let God figure it out. Let God decide if our Christian vegans here are worthy enough to cross over or pass through the gates of heaven. God is infinitely more intelligent and wise than any human, and that includes you, Bob. So reserve the judgment for God to do. Let God use his or her infinite intelligence and wisdom and compassion to judge people if they are worthy to get into heaven as Christians. We don't need Bob, who's infinitely more stupid than God, and I'm infinitely more stupid than God too. We don't need stupid people making these decisions that only God's going to be doing. So shut up about who's Christian or not. Let God decide it, and you just shut up and keep your personal opinions about who's a true Christian or not. Let God decide that. Just because a vegan is eating a plant-based diet for ethical reasons, there's no reason why God can't accept them. Let God figure it out, and you just leave them alone. So let's come back here. Heidi. See, Heidi loves God, but according to Bob, he's judging you, prejudging you that you're not worthy to be a proper Christian. God's going to reject you or something like that. Let God do the deciding. Just shut up. If you're going to judge people, just shut up and let God. If you truly believe in God, just shut up and let God do his infinitely much better job of judging. So I hate it when people think they can think for God. No, compared to God, you're a piece of shit. I'm a piece of shit. God's infinitely more intelligent. I would rather have someone who's infinitely more intelligent than me make these decisions. It's less shit I gotta do. I just kick back, do my thing, play guitar, talk about veganism. Let God do make these hard decisions that I'm not capable of, and neither is any human right now. Yannicki, putting God on a pretty high pedestal there. I'm just saying the way God is defined and conceived, God is infinitely more intelligent than compared to humans. I'm just saying that's just by their own conceptions and definitions. Oh God, Pastor Anderson. You guys remember that weird video I made about how veganism is the devil's diet? Pastor Anderson. Yeah. Do we have a Pastor Anderson church member in the chat tonight, Ryan? Hey, Heartily Tin Man Adonis. We might have. Bob might be part of that congregation. I don't know. Peter, you're out protesting the horses. Don't worry about the Bob thing. He always likes to become the main character, and we timed him out. I'm a fascist for doing so. Okay, no, we're not letting him run the discussion again. He's timed out. So, Bob, if you want to come back, just don't say your typical bullshit. We're just not in the mood for it anymore. We were talking about before you got here tonight, all right? We're just not in the mood for you coming here and just running your bullshit. Let's see. Girth asked, do I ever have a feeling that being vegan might not be the healthiest choice? Well, let me answer your question. There are two parts, Girth or Garth. I'm not sure what it is. First of all, veganism is a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. It doesn't say, oh, if you go vegan, you are automatically choosing the world's most healthiest diet, and you're sacrificing your own personal health so that animals won't be treated cruelly and killed for you. It doesn't say that. I didn't go vegan for me. I went vegan so that animals don't need to be killed for me on a regular basis. So the question you're probably wondering though, Garth, all right, so yeah, I'm doing it for animals, not for myself. I'm not doing it for health necessarily. So what about health though, right? I would like to know, you'd probably like to know too. If I'm eating this way, am I screwing myself? Am I setting myself up for a life of health problems? So first of all, I've put up my mini blood test results here, and my doctors are universally always impressed and universally say, yes, you have the green light. Whatever you're doing is working for you. I see guys at your age come in, they're on multiple medications, they're diabetic, They're knocking on like heart disease issues, and I'm doing great here. 0 medications at age 56. You do know your average American over the age of 50 is on multiple medications. They're not vegan, so how come their health? How come you're not worrying about your average 50-something American's health who's not vegan? But furthermore, who cares about me? I'm just one guy. I don't believe anecdotal stories are the be-all, end-all. Instead, we could look at the positions of health organizations who actually are much more qualified than me or Bob. They're more like God compared to me. They actually have PhDs, medical doctor degrees, nutritionists, researchers, biochemists. I could barely get through high school chemistry. I think it was it was regular chemistry and an honors biology class. I could barely get through them and get a nice grade, like a B or A or something like that. These guys are way smarter than me. Dietitians of Canada, British National Health Service, these health professionals are all in agreement that if you're, assuming you're not doing something stupid like starving yourself, under eating like Bob is, or eating just raw food like all these no longer vegan people are doing, it's a diet that can meet your nutritional needs, meet your caloric needs. Get enough food, you're going to get your nutrition. So no, I'm not too worried, Garth, about my health. My doctors, having taken objective measurements from my body, tell me I'm healthy. Furthermore, the science says, what I'm doing is what's happened to me is what should be happening. So I'm not worried in the slightest bit whatsoever. What do you think about that, Garth? Yeah, Nikki, if you're supposedly not getting enough protein, why do your labs show otherwise? Exactly. Oh, you're back, Bob. Is it inherently immoral to eat meat? Hey, you know what you should do? That, I tell you, that's not my strong suit. Moral ethical theory were the classes I stayed away from in my philosophical studies. I thought it was pretty pointless and stupid. I kind of still do. So maybe you want to ask someone who's a little bit more learned in something like that. Maybe like Dr. Avi seems like he's read more moral theory than I have, or something like that. Ask him. The reason why I went vegan it was before I even read any philosophy, really. It was before I discovered my philosophical studies. I went vegan because you don't need to have a degree. You don't need to have a deep understanding of moral theory to understand that when you see a video of animals being treated in a cruel and exploitative manner, being slaughtered, being mistreated, they're in fear. Unless you're a sociopath, you're going to feel sad for them, and you realize, why am I enabling these animals to be killed? Why am I supporting the businesses that have these practices in place that depend on animals to be treated in these inhumane, cruel, just shitty ways? Like, that's why I went vegan. I didn't think, am I going to make some kind of moral statement? I went vegan because of myself. Not because of myself, because of animals. I chose to go vegan because of what happens to animals. So if you want to try to make some grand moral theory about that, maybe you're a better moral philosopher than I am, Bob, or anyone else out there. That's not my strong suit. I will be honest about what I'm properly educated in, and moral philosophy is not it. So I took as little as I had to get through my college studies as an undergrad and a grad. So I can't go out and tell you the moral underpinnings of veganism. I'm not trained in that. I'm not qualified to do that. I didn't read enough. I didn't educate myself enough in moral philosophy. Okay. I went vegan because I have brains. I have one brain. Brains. I went vegan because I was thinking I have eyes and a brain and a non-sociopathic makeup of my psychological, stuff. I sound like an idiot right now. What I'm trying to say is I saw what animal cruelty was, and my perception said, hey, this is effed up ass. I don't want to participate in that. I'm going to eat plants and not have animals killed for me. So that's it. Simple. I have a brain. I don't eat brains. Yep. So anyway, Yeah, AJ, I wish people realize that all plants have protein. You'd be surprised how many, even really educated people, when you make them aware of that fact, they don't know it. They'll even disbelieve you. So anyway, yeah, there's all different ways to go vegan. Yeah, like Peter. Yeah, you said you read Animal Liberation by Peter Singer. There's so many ways to become aware of animal cruelty and exploitation. I mean, we're all aware of it, right? I mean, we all know before we were vegan, where those meats and stuff came from. We know, right? You know, yeah, Peter Singer can spell it out much more clearly for us. I knew what happened. I didn't, I like I said, I didn't have social media at the time, but I knew what happened to animals. It's not a secret or a mystery or anything like that. What's that, Sarah? You can lose weight eating like a horse. Just depends on the calorie density of the food you're eating at the time. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. You can eat more fatty foods, right? More calorically dense stuff, and still have the same satiety, the same fullness in your stomach, or it can have more carbohydrate-rich foods, which are not as calorically dense as fat dominant foods, and still get the same feeling in your stomach of being full. Zachariah, would you then suggest that my morality around veganism is unjustified? Just curious, don't need to get too... What do you mean my morality around veganism? What do you mean about that exactly? I'm not sure what you mean about my morality around veganism. Just clarify that point and I'll answer your question. Okay, even Dr. Bear, I'm not sure what you're referring to either. Okay, it's not just me being vague or something or evasive. I'm not sure what exactly you're asking, so I can't really answer it. So forgive me. You probably have something in mind. I'm just not picking up on what you mean about my morality around veganism. Meaning, from that perspective, there is no way to actually justify belief in veganism. Can you consider it a rational decision, but not justify? I don't know what you mean. From that perspective, there's no way to actually justify belief. No, I mean, belief in veganism. Oops, wrong tab here. My bad. Come on. Belief in veganism is simple. If you believe that animal cruelty and exploitation are wrong, that's it. That's what veganism is. Do you believe animal cruelty and exploitation are wrong? If your answer to that question is yes, then what are you going to do about it? You're just going to sit there, well, yeah, animal cruelty and exploitation are wrong, but I can't change my ways. I'm still going to support companies and products that, meat and stuff like that. Well, then you're not vegan. But if you believe animal cruelty and exploitation are wrong, and you want to do something personally about that and not participate in these, support the companies that depend on animal cruelty and exploitation, then you're vegan. That's all there is to it. I'm not sure what the morality is. Do you believe like carjacking's wrong? Do you believe that home invasion robberies are wrong? I mean, it's just a simple thing. Yes, I do. I believe those things are wrong. Do you believe animal cruelty and exploitation are wrong? Yes, and I'm going to do something about it. I've been raised with animal products. That's my parents. Like most of you guys' parents were fed you animal foods. I'm going to do something about it. I'm going to break that cycle. I'm stepping out of it. I'm eating plants. That's the complete picture of how I became vegan. I didn't go read some philosophy or something like that. Okay, guys, we're talking about BMI. See, Jair H guy is saying BMI was developed by a mathematician, not by a doctor or researcher or something like that. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, BMI is what it is. It's not a perfect measure or anything like that. But Yeah, and if you're like a world class like athlete, it might not apply well to you. If you have like compared to your average person, muscle mass that's way beyond what it's the norm for people. Yeah, the BMI might not apply to you, but that's the minority of people. I think for most people, BMI does measure something decently well. Like if me at my height, if I had a BMI of like 19 or 20, I wouldn't look that good. I'd probably be really lethargic. I remember like in my early days of this channel, my BMI was a few points lower than it is now, and I think I look better not looking so scrawny and stuff, when I had like a 21 or 22 BMI or something like that. Peter, you sent a super chat? What? No, I didn't see that. Thanks, Peter. Dr. Kinberry said eating dogs is A-okay? What the... what? Why is he... So does Dr. Kinberry, the nice country doctor there in Nashville, does he eat dogs? What the hell is he talking about? Is that in the videos too you sent me, Peter? Sarah, your BMI is probably around 23, 24, and you're super strong. Yeah, last time I checked, mine is somewhere between 24 and 25. I forgot what exactly, but it's in that range. I think, it was like 23-ish maybe, 22, 23 in my really skinny days, and 24, 25 now. Let's see, Dr. Bear. Mathematicians are good at recognizing patterns and correlations. Excellent point, Dr. Bear. BMI isn't perfect for people that have a lot of muscle. Average Americans are, it's exactly what I said. You exactly paraphrased what I said there. Thank you, Dr. Bear. Except I didn't talk about how mathematicians are probably better than your average researcher or nutritionist when it comes to recognizing patterns in numbers. Let's see, Dr. Bear is saying to Zachariah, what do you mean? Veganism is a logical, subjective decision, but not justified. Isn't a logical decision? How is it not justified? What would make my decision justified? Just curious. What constitutes a justified decision? Let's see what he said here. When he was explaining why he is vegan, it's a logical, subjective decision he came to. Yeah, it is. Like, what do you mean? But it can't be justified. How come a decision can't be justified? Say I decided to put chocolate milk versus water in here. It's a decision I came to. Does something justify that decision? I decided to marry Angie. Is there some what justifies decisions I make in life? I made a decision about veganism based upon that animals are, by definition, killed for you if you're not vegan. They have to be. They're exploited, they're intentionally exploited and killed for you, compared to eating plants, where there's no intentional exploitation and cruelty. So I chose that option. What do you mean it's not justified that I made that decision? Can you explain that to me, how that's an unjustified decision for me to choose the option that doesn't involve animal cruelty and exploitation? I have all day, so get back to me there. How is that an unjustified decision? And give me an example of a justified decision. I don't even know what that means. Sarah, don't get hung up on numbers, Bob. Just eat the plants, get some exercise. It's not rocket science. 100%, Sarah, 100 effing%. Thank you. It's not rocket science. I don't do any rocket science with my numbers and calories and all this nonsense. I just eat plants, I get exercise. And look, my doctors are still happy with me. Okay, Zachariah, please explain. I'm not sure where your distinction here is of justified versus unjustified decisions. I don't understand that intuitively as a philosophical thinking person. Yeah, Sarah. Yeah, we can go up and down weight depending on how hard we're training. Exactly. I don't know if I go up and down as much as 8 pounds regularly, but yeah, I kind of waver between like 3 to 4 or 5 pounds, some of that kind of range. Garth, why not do vegetarian diet? Good question, Garth. Well, let's look at the definition of veganism here. It's a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. So if you're talking about dairy, there's really no way to have dairy in your diet without animal cruelty and exploitation. There's the forced impregnation of the mother calves. When you're forcibly impregnated, to produce milk. Well, what else you produce? You produce a baby too, and babies are really not that great for dairy farmers. It's an extra burden on them, especially if it's a male. Males are absolutely useless, so they're killed either immediately or they can become veal. That's pretty cruel and exploitative. And if you're lucky enough to be born a baby female, then you're probably gonna have either be slaughtered, or if you're lucky enough, you'll be put into practice as a mother dairy calf when you're old enough and produce milk pretty much continuously for approximately 5 straight years, which is not natural. You're forcibly impregnated and giving birth all the time through that. And after 5 years, your dairy production drops off, and it's no longer profitable for you to be kept alive to produce dairy, and you're slaughtered. So yeah, that's why we're vegan. If you're against animal cruelty and exploitation, having milk and being a vegetarian doesn't solve anything. You're participating in some super cruel industries there. Heidi, you haven't grown too much since you were 12? Wow, you must be petite, or at least short. Unless you're really tall. I remember Sarah said you're like 5'7" in like the 3rd grade or something like that. Same height as in the 7th grade. Okay. All right, so let's see what I'm missing here. Yeah, okay, I see you guys talking to Garth about that. Oh, thank you, Leos Ni Foglu. Thank you so much for the super chat tip there. Very, very appreciated. Thank you. Let's see, what else you guys chatting? Heidi, you're small all around. You are petite then, if you haven't grown since like 12 years old. Now, Angie still can fit in some of her t-shirts that she's saved since high school. Not bad, right? For being like 56 years old. Wow, Dr. Bear, you're tall too. That's about Sarah's height, right? Aren't you 5'11" as well, Sarah? You and Dr. Bear. Tall. Wow. Jesse 12 stream is 6'1". Wow. You guys are tall. Lois, you're 5'4". Are you Asian by any chance, Leos? Because I'm Asian. If you can't notice already, I'm 3/4 Chinese. But I'm still tall. Like I'm nearly like 200 centimeters. I'm 6'4.5". Call it 6'5". I'm 6'4.5" when I'm barefoot. 6'5" plus when I got my shoes on. Sarah, you knew I was Asian, right? Are you joking? You must know. You've probably heard me talk about this so many times. Yeah.
Thanks for the tip.
So Zachariah, let's see, is your definition of justification about how going vegan isn't justified. Justification implies a whole bunch of conditions necessary to know something is moral or immoral. That's all I was getting at. I guess you're looking at it from a different point of view than I was. I didn't go vegan to find justification for my decision. I went vegan because I knew on an intuitive level that having animals be killed for me needlessly was something I didn't want to be part of. Call it wrong, call it immoral if you want. We don't even have to have that language. It's cruel. It's killing people. It's killing living sentient beings. Why would I choose that when I could choose to eat plants? So it's simple as that. I don't know why that needs to be justified. It's just the justification for me is not having animals be killed. I mean, why do I need some kind of objectiveness about that? You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's just wrong. I just see animal being harmed. Like, you know, I mean, how do you objectively prove like it's wrong to harm an animal? Like, say you see some guy hitting a dog out in the street with a stick, you know, I mean, how do you prove it to him that it's wrong? You just see the cruelty, you know it's wrong. So at least on intuitive level, you feel it's wrong and you don't want to be part of that. You're not going to go join them with a stick and hit the dog along with the person. You guys are joking, right? V, you guys know I'm Asian, right? You guys know. You guys are joking, right? You guys do know I'm Asian, right? 3/4 Chinese. Ryan Lum, you know? Anyway, wow, interesting story there, Dr. Bear. You've been mistaken as a trans woman and have been sent transphobic harassment before just because you're tall and you have short hair. So transphobia hurts everyone, not just trans people. Yeah, just because you're tall and have short hair, oh, that person is trans. Let's throw some hate at them. This is what I'm against, and that's why I timed out Bob earlier. He's justifying that. Just because you, Dr. Barrett, just because you are tall, 6 foot-ish, like 5'11", short hair, and someone's transphobic, they should have the freedom to go onto X, formerly known as Twitter, and leave an excrement saying hateful things about trans, and on if you made a post about yourself or something like that. In his mind, that's totally cool. Thumbs up, free speech, and that's where we differ. I don't believe hate speech has any place in our civilized world, and those who promote hate speech get dropped into the buckets of hell by being banned. Buckets of hell. I just made that up. I don't know what I was thinking. The bowels of hell, right? There's no bucket of hell. There's a bowel of hell, right? That's the thing. The bowels of hell, right? Yeah, Bobby said it's totally cool. They can do it. They're free to go on Twitter and say hateful things about a trans person, whether they're trans or not. That's free speech. You know, fine, leave it up, you know? But yeah, God forbid someone were to write a book, a children's book about a farting leprechaun, or a book like, say, Charlotte's Web about a talking pig and stuff, and those get banned. That's totally cool. Bucket of hell. You love it. It's okay, Bob. It's okay. We know you support white supremacists. That's totally cool. So anyway, let's time out Bob because Angie's here, and I don't want Angie to be subjected to that. So sorry, Bob. Time you out. Angie gets a complete, free, clear, Bob-free zone. Angie's here. Wow, Sarah, you get called sir sometimes makes your day. Actually, it's so funny. Oh boy. You tall people, you tall ladies. VLAM too, your short hair, you might not be 5'11", but yeah, your short hair got remarked upon constantly. Gender stereotype is so last century. 100% agree. Ooh, little burp there. Angie, what are you making for dinner tonight? I heard you chopping the stuff. Is it a soup? I guess I'm predicting soup because I know how she thinks. Like she's probably thinking, okay, he's gonna be streaming for a while. It takes a long time for the soup to get hot and like soften all the vegetables down. So it'll be like a perfect thing, right? When Ryan's done with the stream, the soup will probably be about ready or more than ready. It's a soup that's stew-like, because I did mention stew as my second guess, so I was kind of right. A soup that's stew-like. Well, cool. I'm down for that. Sounds good. I know how it works. See, I know how Angie thinks. What's that, Nikki? When you were a kid, people thought you were a boy, and you were twin boys, not a boy and a girl. Interesting. I know you had a twin, Nikki. Yes, I do know my wife well. Buckets of Hell, a new metal band. I said that, Angie. I meant to say Bowels of Hell, and I said Buckets of Hell. So that's a good one. I'm pretty good at coming up with heavy metal band names. I remember I did that a few weeks ago. The algorithms of... Oh, what was it? What was it, AJ? I thought you remarked on that one too. Oh, it was something, you know, the algorithms are so, like, you know, horrible on social media. The algorithms of, what was it? Gosh, it's coming to me. I don't think I'm going to get it right now, though. Anyway. Yeah, classic Ryanism. No, it wasn't destruction. I forgot. I totally forgot. V saying that transphobia is non-existent in Hong Kong. Virtually no trans people. People are just closed-minded. So Dr. Barrett and I want to know, is Hong Kong accepting of LGBTQ people? I know people didn't used to think there were so many trans people was because they didn't feel safe being their true selves in public. You forgot too, AJ. Well, since we both forgot, AJ, you know what that means, right? Veganism debunked. They can't remember things. Vegan brain fog. Anyway. Then your rat came, Nikki. Can you count hell by the buckets? There's a good question for our theologians. Yeah, I'm with you, Sarah. I don't care what people think I am. I know who I am, FM. I know I've had a couple people, haters, like, I'm sure they're carnivore types. Come on, hey, I don't want to be vegan because you seem so effeminate or something like that. Like, what are you talking about? Like, what's effeminate about me? Just because I don't have, like, a shaved head or something like that, I don't act all toxically masculine or something like that. I am what I am. So yeah, I don't worry if someone thinks I'm not tough enough or something like that. Really, if someone wants to see me tough, I am tough when I need to be tough. Like, if you want to come play basketball with me, you'll see aggressive Ryan. You saw my last video on defense. I made my opponent's day or 10, 15 minutes in the game living hell. That's my goal. I harass. I'm a crazy, nutty defender. I make people's lives miserable for that time. And then when it's done, it's all handshakes, have a good time. It's appropriate use of aggression, appropriate use of force, you know, as opposed to always, look at me, I'm sitting here at home, I'm going to be tough all the time, I'm going to be a dick 24/7. It's not like that. I can be mean and aggressive when I need to be. So anyway, let's get back to everything here. Sarah, people freak out when you dress up. It's rare. Dirtbag gym rat or tall supermodel. No in between. Keep him guessing. Low Eyes, did I see the Yale game? I don't watch college basketball, if that's what you're asking about. Yeah, I just watch, like, the Lakers, basically, and, like, when they're in the playoffs, you know. But anyway, let's see. It was like the algorithms of doom or something like that. Maybe that was it. It was something like that. That weird band name I kind of came up. Nancy, when Ryan did the California voice in VD's video, I cackled. Well, I'll make you cackle again, Nancy. Soy latte. Did you like that soy latte? I'm Ryan, happy healthy vegan. I drink soy latte. Let's go get a soy latte at the Whole Foods. Yep, that's how we talk. So yeah, I was saying, thanks for, like, trying to accent in California shame me. I don't know where the hell she's from, but should I say I find out she's from a certain state? Should I shame all people in her state? You know, something like that. It's so ridiculous. But anyway, then I tell you, I've never had a I don't think I've ever had a soy latte before. I've had oat milk lattes, but never had a soy latte. You do think it was algorithms of doom. I think that was it too. Soy latte. Yeah. Oh God, that person is a piece of work. Robert, any plans for the weekend? No, I just kind of making it to today, Robert. Let's see, favorite films. Let's see, Angie's answering favorite films. 7 Year Itch, love that. We love watching Marilyn Monroe in 7 Year Itch, yeah. She's a living doll in there. My Week with Marilyn, which is a movie made about her in like the mid 2000s. Only Lovers Left Alive. You've heard me praise that movie. Tom Hiddleston is a genius in that movie. If you've never seen it, it's on a lot of... I don't know what it's streaming on right now, but if you watch that movie, that is me. I am the Tom Hiddleston vampire character in Only Lovers Left Alive. Angie's kind of like that now too. The way he sees the world, even though I might put out a more positive personality out here, I think I'm more like the Tom Hiddleston character in Only Lovers Left Alive. Just kind of jaded and bummed on how stupid most people are. You know, how we're destroying the world and no one seems to give a shit. Okay. Let's see. My Beautiful Man, The Eternal, that's Angie. And Heaven Can Wait. Yeah, we kind of joked that 70s movie, Heaven Can Wait, is our movie. It somehow strangely became our movie. It wasn't an intentional thing, but it has Warren Beatty. He's at his peak prime powers there. He's funny as hell. Very handsome man. I could say that, you know, I'm not gay or anything like that. Yeah, that's an awesome movie. So anyway. Yeah, Tom Hiddleston stan. I don't know if I'm a Hiddleston stan, but I think he's an amazing actor. That's why I watched Loki. It's the only like Marvel thing I ever saw except for Shang-Chi. I had to watch that. Chinese represent, you know, but yeah, Hiddleston, Only Lovers Left Alive. That is me. That character he's representing there. That he's a musician. He makes this weird dark music at night. You know, it's just so me. Vintage instruments and all this stuff. It's so me. It's on Hulu. Check it out, guys. Seriously, if you want to understand your cult leader a little better, and Angie too, for that matter. She's said over time she was more like the Tilda Swinton character when she first saw it, like 12 years ago. Now she's changed to be more like the Tom Hiddleston. So if you want to understand the psychology of happy, healthy vegan, watch Only Lovers Left Alive. So, all right, cool, Ditlow. You checked out her list. Yeah, Hiddleston just did that vampire character to perfection. Yeah, it's great. Robert, going to Pasadena, any recommendations on where to eat? No, I haven't been to Pasadena about maybe 6-7 years or so I couldn't give you any tips on Pasadena. It's so far for us, that's why. Not that I hate Pasadena, it's beautiful. Actually, maybe we went there in 2019 when we saw BTS, but we didn't go there to eat. We went there, saw BTS, then came home really quickly so we could wake up early to go to Veg Fest LA and sell t-shirts and all that and present the next day. So yeah, we didn't spend any time. So, but as far as eating there, I don't know what's up there. Look it up in Happy Cow, but Pasadena, a gorgeous place to be. Unless it's the middle of summer, then it's like 100 degrees every day. Still gorgeous, but it's hot as hell. Oh, Nothingness has gifted a membership. One membership. Let's see who gets it here. Thank you, Nothingness. Who got it? I don't see who got it. Let's see. I don't see who got it. If you got it, let me know. But it usually says, does anyone see who got Nothingness's gift there? Yeah, who got it? It's like a mystery. Well, thank you, though. Either way, Nothingness, thank you so much for gifting a membership out there. And I hope and pray that someone indeed got it. So thank you so much. Yeah, you don't see it either, huh? Huh. Let me look at my other screen here. How can I tell? Let me close here. Let me see if there's something I can do. Okay, I see that it says, I'm looking in this part of my admin for the live stream. I saw that you gifted a membership, but it didn't say like who got it. So, oh well, we'll hope someone got it. But thank you nonetheless, Nothingness. Yeah, what the heck, huh? Okay, Angie, going back to I Am Solo. Well, you know, I've been live streaming for 2 hours and 8 minutes, Angie. So I'm gonna get going pretty soon. Like I said, I had a great workout at the gym today. I played a lot of basketball today. I was hoping, my plan was to do a lot of more jumping like I did last Friday, more plyometrics and rim grabs and stuff like that. But You never know when you go to the basketball court how crowded it's going to be, who's going to be there. So I played a lot of games. Long story short, I'm tired. I tell you, I expended over 1,000 calories in my near 2 hours there. So your cult leader is pretty chilled right now and hungry since I got to make up that 1,000 calories, right? So yeah, I'll probably be this live stream probably won't be going too much longer. So I will see my gorgeous and talented wife shortly. You guys know Uncle is Angie's uncle. I don't think everyone was aware of that. That is really Angie's uncle there. Well, you should be even more tired, Heidi. You're on the East Coast, so yeah. Me at like 11 p.m. I'm gonna be pretty zonked out. Laos, you only follow vegan cult leaders. Awesome, thank you. And I didn't see your answer, Laos. You don't have to answer it if you don't want to. But are you Asian by any chance? And did you guys not know I was Asian? Were you guys joking, Sarah and V? You guys had to be, right? You're probably joking. He mentions that all the time, right? Because I thought I've probably said it too many times. Like, it's like, anyway. Yeah, uncle is actually is Angie's actual uncle. Yeah, this uncle is 100%. Yeah. Yeah, you guys know. You guys totally knew, right? Right, you're joking. Because I say it all the time, right? Yeah, you guys are making fun of me. Or not making fun of me, but, playing me. Playing me is a better descriptor there. Oh, okay, you're white. You just... Oh, Gaelic-sized your name. Ah, okay. Because I was seeing the Liao. That's like a Chinese name there. I didn't recognize the other stuff there. The Ni, you see that in Asian too. The last part, I wasn't sure. So, okay. Thanks for sharing that. Just curious. Yes, and Angie's watching a Korean show right now. Yeah, she watches a lot of Japanese shows as well. Yeah, you guys are being sarcastic with me. I just never seen you guys both be sarcastic with me like that before. It threw me off. I go, what? I was confused. Your cult leader was truly confused. What, Sarah? You once told someone you were 90% Samoan and 10% English? Yeah, you don't have the build of Samoan whatsoever, No, and they believed you. You shouldn't do that. That's naughty. So yeah, VLAM thought your name looked Vietnamese. So VLAM, another Asian, Chinese, like me, we both saw some kind of Asianness in that Gaelic name. Veganism debunk. Ryan, the cult leader, was confused. You are full of it, Sarah. You sound like a prankster jokester. All right, so anyway, while the cult leader is still here, anything else you guys want to talk about before I go and check out this stew/soup that Angie's making in a bucket of hell on the stove? Yeah, we have a very diverse group here. We even have far right wingers too, Not to mention any names. Okay, I shouldn't have said that. My bad. I take that back. Because I tell you, we are political, like a political show here. I don't relate, or not relate. I should say I don't, I think independently, and I'm not registered with any party. Yeah, happy healthy vegan weekend, anyone? Oh yeah, Angie's doing the cookbook discussion. Yeah, we'll have to ask her. Yeah, I saw her bringing up some of her ideas with you about the next cookbook idea. So, oh, thank you, Jessica. I did think you look Asian, Ryan. Such handsome features. Well, thank you so much there. Yes, us Asian guys, we're great. Look at BTS and everyone. I'm just joking. Thank you so much. Good night, y'all. Be good, Sarah. Thanks for being with us, Sarah. You were here from the get-go, Sarah. So thanks for sitting down with us here, or standing with us, whatever you're doing. I know you're very active. Thank you for being in here with us for 2-ish hours, Sarah. Much appreciated. Dr. Bear, hope everyone has a lovely weekend. Yes, I hope so too. I'm bummed. I think it's going to rain a little bit tonight, which means tomorrow morning I might not be able to do my little thing where I like to, on Saturday mornings, stroll with Angie to the local coffee house and get my latte, not my soy latte, but a oat latte, my either decaf or half calf, depending on how I'm feeling. I think that might be in jeopardy with the weather, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I think we're all going to split now. Let's all just do it. Let's all split. Let's all leave. We all need to move on. and get to the next phase of our days or nights, as your cult leader needs to have dinner and such, and see what my wife is up to, watch her show with her. All right, guys, so thank you so much for yet another real live stream, another fun night with everyone here, all the happy fam, all the regular viewers, Uncle moderating, even Peter moderating for a bit. I know he's been out actually doing some like horse carriage protesting, I think, so I'm just grateful he can come in and pop in when he can. So yeah, awesome, guys. So as far as video ideas for next week, I heard what you said, VLAM, and I'll take that and strong consideration. Try to balance it out a little bit more. I can't stop responding to misinformation. I just can't. Angie knows, and if I see some story, like Peter sends me something, like, ooh, I just have to respond. There's just something innate in my brain that just forces me to do it. So, but I'll try to balance it out with some more positive stuff too. You know, I'll make it more a point, because I wasn't always just focused on misinformation responses. So I'll do that. But I'm going to look at what Peter sent me. He has a bunch of goodies for me. Unfortunately, they're misinformation responses, but they look really good. So anyway, thanks everyone. So look for a video next week, probably responding to one of the silly things that Dr. Barry said that Peter sent me. And let's see, I'm not sure if there's any other content Angie's been working on right now, but yeah, keep looking for shorts. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you have the notification bell, because Angie still makes a lot of content, but more in the form of shorts. So make sure, you know, the YouTube shorts, the short form videos that are like vertical rather than horizontal. So check those out, guys. So good night, everyone. Have a great weekend. Have a great rest of your day or night, and just thank you so much for spending your time with me here on your Friday night or Saturday mornings. I enjoy it, so hopefully you guys get something out of it too. So, all right, guys, so until next time, remember, doesn't suck being vegan. Much love, guys. Bye-bye.